Guys, this is MicheleMarieDalene, North American Snow Queen, and today we're going to be showing a couple different cameras that we have here in the studio. We have always had many different choices of cameras, and I wanted to show you scientifically the cameras in various degrees. We have here the eyesight external, the eyesight internal, the iPhone 3GS. Front-facing, which is a rear-facing camera. It doesn't have a front-facing. Then, of course, the iPhone 4S front-facing camera and the DV FS10 700 TVL test camera. We're going to be going to all of these in backwards. That means from best to worst, kind of, basically. So let's get started with the first one. We have here the iPhone 3GS. Without even playing the video, you already can see that the picture is not that sharp. It's actually, let's play. If I play it right now, which I will play some of it because you're going to need to see it to see the FPS. It plays right here at about iPhone 3GS rear-facing camera, 640 by 480 resolution at 30 frames per second. Okay, so there you see that camera. It's not very great. It's only has a data rate of 3,657 kilobits per second. Not at all very impressive, but it is, well, what it is. The next camera we're going to go to for testing purposes is the 4S camera. This is the front-facing camera, and already you can see, if I pull up these two pictures here in comparison, that there is indeed a sharper picture between the 3S and the 4S. And in the same shot, you can see the background as well. Now, of course, so let's take a look at the numbers. Here we have this camera, iPhone 4S front camera has a frame rate per second of 29.97. Data rate is 3,650.06 kilobits per second. Basically, about 3 megabits per second. Pretty slow. It is, of course, iPhone 4S. Okay, so that's that camera. You can watch the rest of these. These will be all added to the end of the video so you can see them. Now, let's go to the ones that are built, the eyesight cameras. We'll start with the eyesight external, which is connected by FireWire. All these cameras in these tests that we're showing so far are all 640 by 480. And we do have, of course, the camera from the studio upstairs we're using as a comparison. So this is the eyesight external. Again, I'm going to play this. You can see the frame rate. External eyesight camera. 640 resolution, 30 frames per second, or actually 29.97 frames. NTSC recording, autofocus, aperture. Okay, there we go. That's the information for this camera here. You know, like I said, it's 147.99 megabits per second, which is the best so far. And now we're going to go to the next camera on the list, which is internal. So I'm going to go click on the internal here, and you can see how this compares with the other one. Oh, built-in eyesight camera, 640 resolution, 15 frames per second. Audio is recorded by the built-in iMac audio microphone. You can hear his background. That's the sound of all the fans and the hard drives in the computer, and some background noise in the kitchen. Is there? Okay, and you can hear the noise in the background. That is really distracting. And perhaps there's a way you can get rid of the hiss. I haven't figured it out. Besides, obviously, remove the microphone from the computer, or as I'm doing right here, I'm using the FireWire eyesight camera to act as the microphone for this segment. So now let's get to the last one, which is the eyesight, or the DV Formac FS10 from the studio. We're going to show pieces, segment. As I said, all these will be included at the end of this video, so you can look them up once we complete this. So here I would have to focus the picture first. So let's get to the picture focus so you can see what it looks like. Here we have the camera, it's focused. So now I'm going to go back. I want to get into the frame here. So let me just, okay, now we have our test card. Okay, so now we'll get to that splice on this frame. Okay, this is the PAL camera 700 TBL plugged into the Formac FS10 Studio up here in the studio. So you can see the difference in the picture. This is a manual focus camera. Okay, now we know this is in PAL. You can see the resolution 720 by 576, 16-bit integer big endian stereo left and right channels. Frames per second is 25 frames per second. The data rate is 30.31 megabits per second. It's actually a bit better than the iPhone 4S, but it's, you know, it's lower than even the internal iSight camera. But it still looks very, very nice. You can see the details in the video. It definitely is a good camera to use. That's the facts. iPhone 3GS rear-facing camera, 640 by 480 resolution at 30 frames per second. No autofocus built in, no flash built in, existing light and daylight only. iPhone 4S front-facing camera, 640 by 480 by 30 frames per second. This iPhone 4S has autofocus. All these pictures are shot under natural lighting, existing light. So that's it for this one. Oh, built-in iSight camera, 640 resolution, 15 frames per second. Audio is recorded by the built-in iMac audio microphone. You can hear his background. That's the sound of all the fans and the hard drives in the computer. And some background noise from the kitchen as they're doing things too. So this is the built-in camera. Again, no flash, automatic white balance, automatic color correction, automatic everything. And of course, does it focus? I don't know. You can see that the frame rates may not be very smooth. That's because it's only doing 15 frames per second. External iSight camera, 640 resolution, 30 frames per second, or actually 29.97 frames NTSC recording. Autofocus, auto aperture, exposure. There's no problems with smear. It's just much. Unfortunately, it also is a pain because it's actually too tall. Let me just try to show you what I'm talking about here. My dress here. Remember, you can focus in really close. So let me see if I can show you the resolving power of this camera. Now you can see it really close. Can't really get really super close, but you see here. Unlike the other camera that's built into the computer, I can actually move this one, put this one outside, and then you can see the shot of the window outside here. It overwhelms the camera's exposure system, but it is attempting to adjust for that reason. Okay, I tried to trying to do all these tests, and that was the last one for the immediate time I need to work on. Okay, this is the PAL camera 700 TBL plugged into the Formac FS10 Studio up here in the studio. So you can see the difference in the picture. This is a manual focus camera. I'm trying to focus it best I can. That's why we use this great card, in case you didn't know that. This one's kind of battered. I got a new one, I just haven't put it up yet. Very, very indispensable tool to have. It really works really well for focusing cameras. And so that's this camera. For this test, I set everything to automatic lighting, automatic exposure, automatic white balance. So this is as close to the eyesight camera in setting as possible. But obviously, it has more advanced features that makes it better. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this video segment to the other computer so we can add that to the new file so we can see how that looks in comparison to the other one. It, guys, comparing cameras for cameras, apples to apples, and you can see which ones work for you, which ones may not work for you. Whatever camera you choose to use, please make sure you understand that there are trade-offs. If you're going to go for cheap, you're going to get cheap. If you go for expensive, you may not necessarily get expensive, but again, it doesn't matter how many megapixels or whatever. And what matters is what looks good for you on your video work. If you like, for example, the older security camera on my videos looks wonderful. The iSight Firewire external looks good. The iSight internal may have higher resolution in some ways, but its picture is just it's not that great because of the frame rate is lower. So you choose, or you have to choose, everybody does, of what you're going to use. This is just a simple test, trying to be scientific about it, trying to look at this from a professional level of testing instead of just saying this is better or that's better. I'm just trying to show you by giving you a scientific comparison of all the different cameras. So that's something you need to consider. Okay? Choose the one you like. And it doesn't matter if anybody else likes it or not. It's your camera. You can do whatever you want with it. So pick the camera that works for you. Okay? Hey, did you know there's a lot more going on right now at our websites? Are you watching all 4 of them? If not, check them out. There's a list right here. We got 3 YouTube channels and 1 audio-only channel for your enjoyment. So come on and dig in and see all the stuff we do here at the North American Snow Queen Palace.